Hi, welcome to part 2 of my 4-part video series on the symptoms I'm experiencing from breast implant illness. I'm breaking it down into 4 videos because there are so many different symptoms, so I've kind of categorized them. Video 1 was all about the very visible and more obvious physical symptoms. In this video, we're going to cover all the symptoms I had no idea could be caused from breast implants. The symptoms that are the least obvious and make us feel the most crazy because they often have no reasonable medical explanation or cause. That is until we find out breast implant illness exists. I've had a lot of things happen in my body during the time I've had implants. I've had these things for a decade of my life, and a lot of the health concerns I've had have begun at various times. So it wasn't like I got implants and then all of a sudden everything happened at once. Because of this, it's not often very obvious that the symptoms are caused by the implants, right? First of all, as we dive in, I want to share with you a list of symptoms that are caused by breast implant illness. This list has been adapted from healingbreastimplantillness.com, which has been a really helpful resource for me as I've been learning about breast implant illness, my symptoms, and explant surgery. The symptoms I've personally experienced or am experiencing currently are in bold. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of them. I touched on some of them in the last video, but let's dive into some more of these a little deeper. Let's look at fatigue and low energy. We know this can be caused by a lot of different health conditions and reasons, but if you have breast implants and you're generally pretty healthy, and there's no other real reasonable explanation for it, then it's likely the implants. It's pretty safe to say at this point. This is a chronic, very persistent fatigue that hangs in there no matter how much coffee you drink or what you do, really. Mine is so bad now that I have rare moments of high energy, but most of the time, I'm really dragging myself through the days. This has been a real struggle for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm usually a very upbeat, high energy person on a day-to-day basis. I'm the kind of person that springs out of bed and likes to get my day started with a lot of positive, vibrant energy. That's just how I am. In my last video, I showed some of the painful issues that are affecting my workouts, but the fatigue is definitely a factor here too. I used to be really active, working out regularly, but between the discomfort physically and then also the fatigue, it's just not easy to work out anymore. It's a real push, even though it's something that I know that ultimately makes me feel better, ultimately is beneficial for my body. It takes a lot more for me to muster up that energy to actually work out and move my body. The fatigue is making it really challenging to find the energy to do very simple things too. Just the energy to do basic things around the house or to walk my dog, to go up and down the stairs. The simplest things are extremely exhausting for me right now. And I know that this is something that is happening with a lot of women with breast implants and breast implant illness. Next, brain fog, memory problems, cognitive issues, such as things like attention span, planning, decision making, understanding or concentration. This is a very common symptom of breast implant illness, and it's one that's probably the most frustrating for me, I would say. I'm typically a very sharp, witty, intellectual, and creative person. I'm a business owner, a coach. I love learning and thinking on my feet, And as you can see, I enjoy speaking and creating. But my brain is not working the way it used to, you guys. It's not. And I have this constant cloudy fogginess that I'm fighting through every day from the time I wake up. And it's making me really emotional right now because this is something that I'm really, really struggling to cope with. I'm struggling to remember things and retain information. I can barely concentrate for more than a few minutes, and I am often finding myself struggling to find words or put together sentences. And you may not see it, but some days are worse than others. The day I recorded my last video, my brain was not connected to my mouth, I swear. Here's a little behind the scenes action so that I can show you what I'm talking about. And with some the ones that we may go through lives of our years. Oh my God, Donna. And repair of the pectoral should provide immediate. I can't talk today, I'm telling you. Should provide immediate. Fortunately, in my case, the removal. I can't talk. Repair of shitballs. Okay, I know that's actually pretty funny, and it's normal to stumble on your words from time to time. Like, let's not beat ourselves up about that, okay? But on my bad days, and there are a lot of them right now, this is a real problem. It breaks my heart because it affects my productivity. It affects everything I love doing. And it's stopping me from being who I am. I just don't feel like myself. Although I push through and I find ways to cope, this is by far the number one thing I cannot wait to heal from after my implants are removed. In my last video, I talked in depth about my shoulder and back pain, but I've also started having pain and stiffness in my hips and knees without any specific cause. But my joints are feeling very old lady-ish. And I know I can't help but joke, okay? We have to smile through this. It's the only thing that keeps me connected with my humanity. So if you see me giggling and laughing and making jokes, that's why. Joint pain is a common symptom I hear from women with breast implant illness. And it's something that we don't really think about as being associated with implants, a lot like all of these random mystery symptoms. All right, let's talk about hair loss. My goodness, I shed an incredible amount of hair. I guess I always thought that this was normal, but my mom and my boyfriend are shocked that I still have hair on my head. I intentionally got a non-shedding dog, you guys, and here I am shedding my hair all over the place. My skin is always super itchy and I get various unexplained rashes popping up from time to time. Sometimes I scratch myself so much, sometimes even in my sleep, and I accidentally cut myself with my nails without even realizing it. I'll walk around the house and mom or my boyfriend will be like, how did you get a massive cut on your back? Or why are you bleeding? Like, yeah, here I am mutilating myself without even realizing it. Right before I got my implants, I had 20/20 perfect vision. Well, within 2 years of getting my implants, my vision declined rapidly. At the time, I blamed getting older and spending too much time on my laptop, but there is a chance that implants were the cause of this, especially since it was such a rapid decline at such a young age with no specific reasoning or cause. And let me tell you, I don't wear these just to look cute, okay? Getting implants is meant to turn you into a sex goddess, right? Maybe temporarily when you have that initial surge of confidence, you're walking around feeling all good and sexy. But my libido has really declined. I think there's a lot of factors here, both physical and mental, but silicone toxicity can definitely impact the sex hormones. I suffer with frequent headaches. Sometimes they end up as full-blown migraines. And I also developed tinnitus or tinnitus, however you say it, about a year ago, which is a very annoying ringing in the ears. I thought it was associated with going onto a particular contraceptive pill, but I've stopped the pill and the ringing is still there. The ringing in my ears really affects my sleep. It's very annoying, and sometimes I also get a sharp pain, like that feels like it's super deep inside my ear. And I have been to an ear specialist and he said that there is nothing wrong. My ears look great. My eardrums are perfectly healthy. So mystery. I have heart palpitations, which feel like a fluttering or racing in my chest. When this happens, it usually kicks off a feeling of anxiety because it's a very unusual, panicky feeling. And then I get waves of nausea and just an unwell feeling. So this kind of is all tied in together. And then also when I get the nausea, I get this kind of spinning, dizziness, maybe like a vertigo feeling, which vertigo is one of the listed symptoms. I'm really struggling with falling asleep at night, which has been getting worse progressively. And I have a lot of temperature fluctuations throughout the night as well. My boyfriend will try and hug me in the middle of the night and I'm like, get off me, I am way too hot, I'm sweating, like, ew. And so, yeah, I don't know if it's implant related, but hopefully we'll be able to cuddle again after I have my explant surgery. I think it's important to note here that these symptoms can appear anytime after implant surgery. Some people develop symptoms immediately, while some can develop them years later. It really depends on your body, your system, the integrity of the implants. So many different factors go into this. All of my symptoms have gotten progressively worse over the past few years, to the point where now it's affecting my everyday quality of life. Some of them I still don't know for sure are associated with my implants because you can't necessarily test for it all. But given I live a really healthy lifestyle, I don't have any nutritional or hormonal imbalances, it kind of makes sense that it is my implants. My question was, how on earth can breast implants be causing such a diverse range of symptoms? So naturally, I started running Google searches about silicone toxicity. Here's an interesting little article I found. Okay, so we know that silicone is a lab-made material that consists of several different chemicals. It's usually produced as liquid or a flexible plastic. It led to silicone being widely used in cosmetic and surgical implants, yes, to increase the size of body parts like breasts and butt, for example. Oh, hello, yes, we know that. However, the FDA strongly warns against using liquid silicone as an injectable filler for plumping any part of the body, such as the lips. The FDA has warned that injected liquid silicone may move throughout the body and can cause serious health consequences, including death. Liquid silicone may block blood vessels in parts of the body like the brain, heart, lymph nodes, or lungs, leading to an extremely dangerous situation. So while the FDA has approved the use of liquid silicone inside breast implants, for example, the FDA has done so only because implants hold liquid silicone contained inside a shell. However, conclusive research on the toxicity of silicone is lacking. Some experts have voiced their concerns over silicone breast implants and other accepted uses for silicone within the human body. You should also never eat or drink silicone. Okay, all the areas you could be exposed to silicone. What are the symptoms of silicone exposure? Again, the FDA considers normal use of undamaged silicone cookware and other items to be safe. The FDA also considers the use of silicone breast implants to be safe. It is. Excuse me. However, if silicone gets into your body due to ingestion, injection, leakage, or absorption, it may lead to health issues. These include autoimmune problems and a weakened immune system. Research suggests exposure to silicone may be linked to immune system conditions such as lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, systemic sclerosis, vasculitis. Autoimmune conditions associated with silicone implants are referred to as a condition called silicone implant incompatibility syndrome or silicone reactive disorder. Some common symptoms linked to these conditions include anemia, blood clots, brain fog and memory problems, chest pain, eye problems, fatigue, fever, joint pain, hair loss, kidney issues, rashes, sensitivity to sunlight and other light, sores in the mouth. Breast implant associated anaplastic large cell lymphoma. This is a rare type of cancer that has been found in the breast tissue of women with silicone and saline breast implants, suggesting a possible link between implants and cancer. No joke, you guys, no joke. Ruptured and leaking breast implant. Silicone implants aren't meant to last forever, though newer implants are usually lasting longer than older implants. Leakage of liquid silicone in the body can be very dangerous and requires immediate medical attention. Symptoms of leaking breast implant. Signs of a ruptured and leaking breast implant can include changes in the size or shape of your chest, hardening of your chest, lumps in your chest, pain or soreness, and swelling. How is silicone exposure diagnosed? Experts say exposure to silicone is only dangerous if it gets inside your body. Geez, well, how about all of us women who actually have put silicone implants inside our body? So in some cases, a silicone implant might rupture and leak silently without causing major symptoms for a while. However, the leak may cause a lot of harm before you even notice. This is why the FDA recommends that all people with silicone implants get an MRI screening 3 years following their original breast implant surgery and every 2 years after that. Did you know that I had no idea? That's the first I've heard of that. I've had my implants for nearly a decade. I have never heard that I need routine MRI screenings to check on my implants. Was never told that. How is silicone exposure treated? When silicone gets inside your body, the first priority is to remove it. This usually requires surgery, especially if it's been injected or implanted into your body. If the silicone has leaked, it might be necessary to remove the tissue the silicone has leaked into. Your silicone exposure may cause complications that persist even after the silicone is removed from your body. Your treatment will vary depending on your complications. For immune system problems, your doctor is likely to recommend lifestyle changes to help you manage your symptoms, such as more exercise, stress management, and a change in diet. In some cases, your doctor may prescribe immunosuppressant medications to help boost your immune system. For cases of BIA, AL, CL, your doctor will perform surgery to remove the implant and any cancerous tissue. For advanced cases, you may need chemotherapy, radiation, or stem cell transplant therapy. So as you can see, silicone toxicity is a very real thing. The use of liquid silicone is banned given the potential of illness and possible death. And the only thing that is supposedly keeping our bodies safe, according to the FDA, is the shell of the implant, which is made from silicone. And women with and without ruptures are experiencing symptoms, yet breast implants are still being put in all over the world to help women feel better about themselves. Well, let me tell you, at this moment, I don't feel better about myself. I feel sick, I feel tired, I feel pain, I feel regret, I feel anxiety and fear. Sometimes I feel crazy. And I feel excited to get these motherfuckers out of my body because I know that that's when I will feel better. All I want is to be myself again. And even though I'm suffering, and there are days when it's incredibly hard, I actually feel blessed and thankful because there are many women out there who have it so much worse than me. This shit is really happening and it's really scary. And the longer we are uninformed or ignoring our symptoms because we think it's just normal, or we don't want to say goodbye to our implants, the greater risk we have of developing more serious symptoms and illnesses. If you're suffering with breast implant illness, or you think you might be, please come and join my private Facebook group, Empowered Explant, so you can talk openly about what you're feeling and ask questions and be supported. Also, I greatly appreciate you giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel so more women can see these videos and learn about these symptoms and start figuring out if their implants could be the answer to their mystery illnesses. Coming up in part 3 of my symptoms series, we're going to talk about the emotional and mental health effects of breast implant illness, because believe me when I say it affects you here. Wherever you're at on your journey, I'm sending you so much love. You're not in it alone, okay? Please feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me a DM. Come and talk to me in the Facebook group, however you want. I'm here for you. Let's support each other. I'd love to connect. I'll see you soon.